I'm the Big LG Doc Gallows, and you're watching the Wrestling Junkies. Boom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I'm joined by that handsome devil, a tired handsome devil, the podcast dad. Choops, how we doing, bud?
I'm good, man. I'm good. There might be another sickness flowing through the house and may have hit me. But you know, we're here and don't have kids. If you don't have kids, just don't have kids.
I know. You tell me all the time. This is the best birth control I've ever heard it. Hi, Kyle. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to everyone that else has tuned in. As always, you can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Are you not doing the buttons right now?
Damn it. Hold on. God damn it. You're going too fast.
I am doing the normal cadence and delivery that I do every single time for the last 400 plus episodes. I believe that I am.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right. Well, I apologize. Make sure to show some love to our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net. Remember, this Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we present the Dusty Finish. This is a brand new weekly recap show. We've got Jay Gold and Mr. OTM from NXT Night Shift, as well as Podcast Dad, making an appearance on this first-time episode as well. Podcast Dad, this is a brand new show, brand new time slot, and way past your bedtime. How you feeling?
I feel like I already have my pick for the finish of the week, but yeah, it should be fun.
Well, I cannot wait to hear what it is, and I will be tuning in. Make sure you guys do hop in those chats and be vocal. We want to hear from you guys. Also, next Thursday, a week from tonight, Progress Wrestling in Darkest Night, their next chapter event. We will be previewing it. Guests are to be announced at this time. We're still working on some incredible names, but we will be breaking down everything from the Progress Women's World Title match, Rain Leverkusen defending her title against Alexis Falcon, and then also the highly anticipated Progress Men's World Title match, man like Doris, who has been on fire, coming out of 2025, going into 2026. He's taking on Karen Noir. And this is a very different Karen Noir than we have seen in years past, and it's borderline frightening.
And he was already frightening, so that
I know,
right? Like now he's extremely scary.
A little bit. But yeah, we're going to be giving all of our predictions. And remember, tonight, AMC, TNA Wrestling Impact making its debut. Impact finally back on a channel that I can watch.
Should be interesting. Have you heard about some of the things that they're going through?
Yes, and we will be breaking all of that down later in the show. But right now, it is time to introduce our guest, and we've got a special one joining us tonight. I'm personally really excited for this one because we get to spotlight a role in wrestling that doesn't always get the shine that it deserves. Our guest tonight is a referee, promoter, talent relations lead, all-around behind-the-scenes workhorse of the independent wrestling scene. You've seen him in the ring keeping chaos in check. You've seen his name attached to some incredible indie promotions. And if you've ever wondered how shows actually run smoothly, this guy is a major part of that answer. He's worked with Pure Vanguard Wrestling, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Wrestling Open, GCW, and many more. He's trained under legends, mentored by veterans, and somehow still finds the time to juggle creative, talent relations, camera work, and production. Without further ado, please welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast, referee Nick Mitchell. Nick, what is going on, sir? How are you?
How are you guys? No, you're not feeling too great. I feel you with the 4-month-old at home as well, so I feel for you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't get any better. I'll tell you that.
Right.
But that's I have 2 at the same age, so it's so let's get started with some wrestling so I can not think about being ill for about a half hour. What was your first exposure to wrestling? Like, were you a fan as a child, or did it come to you later in life?
Yeah, I got into wrestling through my uncle, who had been into wrestling since the 60s, 70s, 80s. So I started getting into it in the mid to late 90s, so like right around the Attitude Era, which I feel is like the perfect time to jump in for a lot of people. So I was a huge fan of WWF back then. I really liked WCW more than WWF back in the day. And then, like a lot of people, I feel like my interest like came and went throughout the years as I, grew up, got into high school, college, stuff like that. And then I just kind of got back into it, around COVID time. And then about a year or so ago, I decided to make the jump into the indie scene myself, which, starting that at the age of like 37, I probably wouldn't recommend, but I did it.
Who were some of those favorites growing up?
So I was really big into the WCW Cruiserweight division back in the day, like Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, like Juventud Guerrera. And then on the WWF side, my uncle was huge into Stone Cold, so like that was like my first like real like thing that I was into. And then I feel like a lot of like preteens in the early 2000s, I was into the Hardy Boys, like the Edge and Christian like TLC matches.
Yeah.
Those are like my big like early influences in wrestling for sure.
So when did you realize you wanted to be in the business and not just watching it?
So the only reason why I'm in this right now is because of Pure Vanguard Wrestling. So it's based out of Bristol, Connecticut, where I grew up. And a kid that I went to high school with a year below me, about 2 years ago now, started a company with his dad and a couple other people. And so just kind of seeing him actually doing it, like being a promoter, I reached out to him one day. I was like, hey man, like this is so cool that you're actually doing this. I'd love to help out, like literally any way possible. Camera work, whatever.
Yeah.
So he invited me to a show. The idea of becoming a ref got in my head, and if you want to be a referee, you got to get trained. And so it really took like I had to make the decision to get into it like for real if I was going to referee. And so yeah, I started school about a little over a year ago now, at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling under the legendary Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. And yeah, started right after that.
Sorry, Chris, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, I think we had the same question here.
Yeah.
What was, family and friends' reaction to be like, hey, I'm going into wrestling at, 37 years old?
My closest friends and my wife weren't shocked because they know that I'm into wrestling. Oh, a good Nick story. That's good.
Oh, yes. We're going to get into that next.
Yeah, they weren't surprised. It was even with some of my coworkers, they probably like knew that I was into it. The people that I'm like not as close with, trying to describe to them like, hey, I got bicycle kicked in the face the other day. They're like, what are you talking about? So like, describing it at like my corporate job is, interesting sometimes, but the people around me weren't shocked.
All right, we gotta bring it back up.
Yeah, no, we're gonna wait for Tiffany to put that in the chats there. What the story is for sure. But let's talk a little bit more about your relationship with Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. Tell us a little bit more about the importance of mentorship in wrestling, especially when you're not a wrestler but you're a ref, you're a staff member. It's not necessarily the role that gets all of the spotlight in this industry. So tell us a little bit more about how those dynamics are.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a ton of roles that go into making a successful independent wrestling show. Whether it's camera work, ring crew, stuff like that. A lot of the people that help out and go to shows, they have roles and stuff. Not all of them require actual wrestling training. Refereeing is one of those that do. that does. So going into it and like learning, at least the basics of how to roll and tumble and, not that I'm doing moves, but like, learning how to do them safely from people who did it at the very highest level of wrestling that there is. It's kind of surreal. So in Connecticut, where I'm from, there's about three wrestling schools, and I'd whittled it down to two options. I called up Paradise Alley, not knowing that I was on the phone with whoever I thought it was, having a conversation for about a half hour until I realized that I was like actually talking to Paul Roma on the phone, like just having like like shooting the shit with him about like baseball and of course wrestling and stuff. And it was just like a surreal kind of like moment for me. And yeah, I mean, meeting them and working with them in person has been a great experience so far. I couldn't be happier with the decision that I made to go to Paradise Alley, because they produce some of the best young talent in the Northeast, which was just in the news in NXT lately with Swipe Right going up to NXT. Brad Baylor comes from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and yeah, one of our other recent students, Dustin Waller, was just on AEW the other day. Like, so they're putting out like fantastic talent. So being involved with that, I felt gave me such a leg up in the wrestling industry, for sure.
So I got to go back to the chats here. So Tiffany says that you already know what story we're thinking. So we got to hear it now because we absolutely love Tiffany around these parts. So any story that involves her, we're all the way here for.
For sure. So my first time working for Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling, which I'm actually going to be working a show for them tomorrow. Tiffany was having a live stream before the show, kind of just like interviewing like whoever walked by. Like, there's wrestlers walking by, there's fans, there's me. She grabs me and asks like, hey, who are you most excited to see on the card today? Like, what wrestler are you most excited for? What match are you most excited for? And I mentioned the wrestler that I was most excited to see was like a surprise, like wasn't announced ahead of time. And I didn't realize it until after I said it like on the live stream, my first time working for this company, and I'm like announcing on social media like a person who wasn't announced for a match. So I was like, fuck, like did I just mess up something? But yeah, no, Tiffany was great. And if she's going to the show tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's the story.
I told him, don't worry, no one watches me anyway.
That's not true.
No, not one bit. Not one bit. Definitely go give her a sub if you're watching and do not follow Tiffany. But let's start to pick things up a little bit here, because you're not just a referee involved in talent relations, creative productions. How does that role expand from officiating?
Yeah. So again, with Pure Vanguard Wrestling, me getting involved with them originally as, hey, like once I get trained to be a referee, like I'll ref your guys' shows. That was really like my only like plan there. But just the timing of when I joined, and their booker at the time had a falling out with the owner, and so he kind of just gave me the keys to the car essentially. Trusted me with booking like right away. Neither of the two owners are wrestlers, so like they're not as like in it and like seeing wrestlers at other shows like I would be as a ref and training at my school. So I mainly just I volunteered just because I was going to be in it and around it more often than just for our Pure Vanguard shows. And yeah, it's been great because it's given me not a leg up on other people that are in a similar position to me, but I can come at and talk to people more than just like as a referee. I can talk to them in a sense of like, you know, we could work together and I can make that happen by booking you on a show or, you know, whatever it might be. And yeah, just like letting, you know, my creativity, it's been my creative outlet for sure. You know, putting shows together and putting matchups together. I'm garbage at, you know, visual designing, but like I make our show posters and stuff because I want to get good at it, you know, without using like AI, like a lot of wrestling companies use for their show posters. Yeah, so I'm really just trying to do everything that I can in the industry, just to give myself like the widest amount of experience possible.
Yeah.
So you got the training down, you know, it's officially, hey, you're going to be a ref. What was that first match like?
So the first show I actually refereed was before I like finished my training, which as a wrestling promotion is typically a pretty big red flag. I don't know if they're even a promotion anymore, but so my first show as a fully properly trained referee came after like months of like just like weather delays and cancellations. So like I was ready to go by like January of last year. My first show was in like late February, I believe, and it was just, you know, it felt like the culmination of my decision to get into the business. You know, also like confirming that my cardio is garbage, and that I need to continue to work on it. Yeah, it was like the confirmation that like I made the right decision to get into this. Harry is the owner of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and he'll be running his amazing show tomorrow. He just put that comment in there.
Love it. Well, Harry, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. So, when it comes to being in the ring, and you know, I think a lot of people have, you know, kind of a face value idea of what a referee's role is in a match, but you know, let's dive a little bit deeper here. You know, how much do you like to know ahead of time when you're officiating?
As much as possible, just so I can take like positioning into account. You know, I'm always going to know like who's going to win the match. I know I'm breaking kayfabe here, but
what's that?
I like to know what the finish is, just to make sure that I'm in the right position and that, you know, when I see that whatever that sequence is going to be, I know to be or I try to be in the right position. Outside of that, really anything that would involve me at all, I would like to know so that you know, they're not trying to tell me to do something that I wasn't aware of ahead of time during a match. Mm-hmm. You know, so like whether it's like, you know, me being distracted so I don't see something, or, you know, me making sure that I catch somebody's foot on the rope during a pin. Really anything that would require me to, you know, be more than just like a observer of a match, I like to know ahead of time. And if I'm able to be present when the workers are going through their match over and over again in the locker room, I like to do that as well, just so I know kind of like the flow of the match ahead of time, if possible.
Yeah, and I agree with Tiffany. I sure hope you are avoiding the signature move, because it's pretty damn lethal.
I have successfully avoided it so far. I've reffed 3 of Richard Holliday's matches, including one against Karrion Kross, which is just like being at the time being like less than a year into refereeing and being trusted with a match that could represent like any independent company in the US was just like, indescribable. It was crazy just thinking of where I was a year prior to that, to then, you know, reffing 2 of the biggest like indie performers that were currently on the market. Yeah, I've successfully avoided the signature move so far. Thank God. Shout out Richard Holiday.
So I think it's a very underrated aspect, and you said it, was trust, right? Trust is a big thing with referees in that ring. And it's, I don't want to say you're like the general in there, but you're kind of, making sure it's flowing and everything's going well. Have you had a situation where, something happened that wasn't supposed to happen and you guys had to adjust on the fly? And how does that look and how do you handle that?
Yeah. So, there's always the unfortunate cases of if somebody gets like legit hurt during a match. I was working a tag match a few months ago when one of the workers like tore their ACL, and we continued the match with him on the outside. His team wasn't scheduled to win anyways, so like it didn't have to alter the finish to the match all that much. But that your focus is even while that's going on is making sure that he's in a a safe position to be tended to. Yeah, and then outside of that, I unless I'm specifically told otherwise by the promoter, I count my pins as a shoot. So like if you don't get your shoulders off the mat and my hand hits 3, like the match is over. With few exceptions. There's some companies that will, they prefer to. Yeah, I don't want to throw any companies under the bus. So some companies like it being counted as a shoot and some don't. I prefer when companies treat it like a shoot because if you ruin the credibility of the referee, like if they have to like literally stop their count because they know that that's not the finish.
Yeah.
If you ruin that suspension of disbelief, that's all that wrestling is the suspension of disbelief that what you're watching is what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had one match where it was a triple threat. The person who was supposed to win the match got knocked out of the ring, was supposed to break up the pin, by sliding back in the ring and breaking it up, and she didn't make it back in time, and I counted to 3 because the person doing the pin and the person taking the pin couldn't see her visually. I couldn't see her visually because she was supposed to kind of come out of nowhere. And yeah, so there was no kick out attempt, and so I counted 3. Luckily, Paul Roma is an old school guy, and he's like, "You did the right thing." He backed me up immediately, which was a great feeling because I wasn't sure what I was going to walk backstage to afterward. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to get chewed out or what, but I made the right decision. Yeah, and then there's other little things in non-hardcore matches. You never expect blood, but like if somebody gets knocked open accidentally, always keep like gloves on hand. You just have to be ready for anything that could happen, anything that could possibly happen.
Now, I kind of want to transition here a little bit. I mean, because you're in the scene, you have so many different roles, your boots on the ground with a number of promotions, kind of, nation, almost worldwide at this point. So I want some big picture thoughts about independent wrestling right now. What do you wish that more wrestlers knew about the business side of things that they may not know?
I would assume that most wrestlers know that promoters are running on like razor thin margins. Like most of them, if they are making a profit on a show, it's not by much, and a lot of times they are not making a profit. There's also a shitload of wrestling companies now, so like in the town that Pure Vanguard runs in, there are also within the last 4 months there's like 4 other companies that also run in the same town, which I feel like if this was like 10-15 years ago, that that was nowhere near the case at all. So yeah, there's more independent wrestlers than ever. So there's a huge supply. The demand is not always there, and the companies that can't, stand out don't make it. That's not always on the wrestlers. Sometimes it's just the logistics of, you can only have so many wrestling companies in a population area of a certain amount. Yeah, we're not in this for the money. That's for sure.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the game, yeah.
One piece of advice, and we'll take it one and then two. One piece of advice for someone who wants to become a referee, and then one piece of advice for someone who wants to work behind the scenes.
Word of advice for anybody who wants to become a referee is to go to the best wrestling school that you can, because that you would think by that measure you would get the best training possible. There's other places that I potentially could have gone to, but if I wasn't getting like referee specific training, or if it was more just like, yeah, you're here as a ref, whatever. I don't think I would have progressed nearly as quickly as I did. And then, before diving into becoming a referee, which would then go into your next question, like helping out behind the scenes, just go to a show or message the promoter ahead of time, but like volunteer at a show and just say like, hey, I'm here, literally anything you want me to do, like, how can I help you? They will find something for you to do. And that's literally the best way of getting involved, is just going. Especially if you're most behind the scenes stuff, you're not getting paid for it. You're not getting paid for it a lot of times. So like it really is for the love of the game, as you say. So you gotta want to be a part of it. And you're not going to expect to be making money off of it, but just go and do it.
Sure.
That's good.
Yeah. So Nick, as we kind of wrap up here, we like wrapping up kind of along these lines. I mean, you've in such a short time, you've done so many awesome things and had so many great experiences. When you look at your career thus far, what are you most proud of?
I would say on the referee side, it would be that Richard Holiday Killer Cross match. Like I said, being trusted with working that match that could main event any indie promotion in the country was just such an honor. And then on like the behind the scenes side, it would be my first, like, once I finished my first show as like the main like booking creative person, like seeing that thing that I made from start to finish like come to fruition was a really fulfilling feeling, something that you put that much time and effort into.
Yeah, love it. Nick, where can everybody find you on social media, and then plug anything you got coming up?
Yes, sir. So at Ref Nick Mitchell on Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook. Tomorrow, the Northeast Summit, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling in Hamden, Connecticut. It's going to be just check out the card. It's just banger after banger. That's my next show. Not going as hard now as I would like to, just because I got the little 4-month-old at home. But and then my next show as booker for Pure Vanguard is actually on Valentine's Day. So all you Sweat Hog wrestling fans who don't have a date can go watch some wrestling in Bristol, Connecticut.
Or if you do have a date.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great date night, Yeah.
Trust me, it's worked for me. So if you do have a date night, go to a wrestling show.
Yes.
I love it.
And yes, Tiffany, you're absolutely right. We do have to make our way up to Connecticut. We do need to just kind of plan a tour of various promotions around the country. I think that's next for the Junkies, I think.
Yeah, but you know how we do that is you got to subscribe. Everybody that's watching, subscribe, share,
yes.
like. so we
tell
can
us where
fund it.
you want to see us. We want to go check out some indie shows around the country. So
We do.
Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck tomorrow and beyond, and we hope to have you back on again, man.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Of course. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you again to Ref Nick Mitchell for joining us tonight, and thank you to everybody that is watching. Let's reset here real quick. Podcast Dad, what's up? What's up?
So we get don't come to New York, and you know
Okay.
the follow up. We're from Cincinnati. We're nasty too.
We know ball. We know ball.
We know ball.
That's.
I'm a Philadelphia fan. I know nasty.
Yeah, you really know ball. Yeah, that's yeah. I would love to go to Philly sometime. Check it out. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I mean,
So to Cincinnati.
You deserve it, but yeah. Go Birds. Sorry.
Moving left and right along. Follow us on TikTok and X at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But do us a huge favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Dad. What's that magic number?
1. So one person. Sorry, still out of it. If you like what we're doing here, you know,
I can't tell if you took your vitamins or not.
No, this is all Dayquil. So
Oof.
through thick and thin, blood, sweat, and tears, we are here. We're ready to go, but we need your guys' help to do that. And yeah, I'd love to go to Connecticut. I'd love to go to New York. I'd love to go to Philly, but you guys got to subscribe and help us out so we can get there.
No. Or hit that QR code and go to our merch store. You need a hoodie? We got you.
Yeah.
You need a coffee mug for your Valentine's Day, sweetie? We got you.
This one's got beer
Beanies,
in it.
tank tops. Yeah, that counts. Yeah.
That was from a couple days ago. I'm lazy.
Now happen.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I see. I'm reading the comment, but not actually. Oh, sorry. Reading the comment, but not actually posting it. Yeah, I know upstate New York. I don't know New York City. I've never been to New York City.
Yeah. I would like to go to a Bills game.
God no. Why?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. They have Cincinnati vibes like when it comes to tailgating. They do. Yeah, it's a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Buffalo,
right.
Detroit. I think those are the two
right.
spots I think that I would love to go hit a tailgate. Yeah.
Man, Buffalo, Detroit, and Cincinnati. What do they all have in common? Losers.
No shit.
Losers.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm sure their tailgates are a lot of fun.
You know who's winning today though?
Who's that?
Powerhouse Hobbs, because everybody talking about him.
That's right. You know, and as some of you would say, Powerhouse Hobbs, his contract did expire.
Yeah.
And some of us say that might be some breaking news.
You like having the button, don't you? You like the option and you know it. It's so long.
I had to do it once.
It's growing on you.
I had to do it once.
You do it once, it's going to happen twice.
I had to do it once.
Yes, I'm glad that you did. I wasn't going to do it. I'm glad that you did.
I did.
But let's get into this, though.
Yeah, we can. Like I threw it in the group text, and you know, feel free to comment. Is this a big loss for AEW? I don't think so.
No, it just to also piggyback with something else that went into the group chats. I mean, not every wrestler is meant for every company, and that's okay. That's why there are so many. That's why there are options now.
And let me preface what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Powerhouse Hobbs is a nobody, right? Like, oh, AEW lost him, so that's nothing. No. I'm saying, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, if AEW really wanted to keep him, you know, you look at like NFL free agents and all that good stuff, like, they would have kept him. So they're okay letting him go. So is this, from their perspective, a huge loss? Maybe not. From his perspective, he gets to go out and prove himself, and WWE's knocking on that door like hard.
As
Good.
they should.
Like, and that's the great thing about having two major companies right now.
Yeah, because I mean, we look at kind of the start and stop pushes that Hobbs has had throughout his entire run, and yeah, there were some injury things that kind of went along with it. But it is very, at least in my mind, it's kind of reminiscent of Kenta coming to NXT. It just, in the grand scheme of things, just didn't work. It just,
that's okay.
Luck, fate, what have you. And that's okay. He went back to Japan. He's killing it right now. This is a great opportunity for Hobbs because, you know, as good as the ops were, they really weren't doing anything with him past the Trios Championships right now. He had the TNT title runs, but there was really no follow-up to keep him in that division and keep him as a contender for titles. And again, injuries certainly didn't help the matter here.
I forgot he was TNT champion.
Yeah.
Oh, I did forget that because he took it off Starks, didn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot that because was that the before or after the whole Book of Hobbs thing?
That's a fact checker question. If he's still in the audience,
do you remember that though?
I do. Yeah. I
those vignettes and all that good stuff. Yeah. And that's, you know, this is why we have two companies. So it's a good thing. It could be something really good. Luckily for him, his contract just expired, right? So hopefully they don't tack on that injury time. I don't know if that's still a factor for him.
It sounds like, I mean, it's Meltzer, so take it, you know, however you want to, but it sounds like he is leaving on good terms with AEW, and that there has been, because I feel like if there was that discussion of injury time being added, that would have also accompanied this story that, oh shit, like not only is his contract like up imminently, it's like it's at midnight, they tape Collision, they drop the Trios titles.
Well, maybe that's why we saw Andrade. You know, maybe there's a little gamesmanship from both companies right now going, hey, we want Andrade. Okay, we want Hobbs. Let's not make a trade, but let's kind of
have agreed to stay just hands off.
Yeah. So maybe that's what we're seeing a little bit, you know, which is cool. Both guys are now in different companies and then doing. And they get fresh starts. Hopefully we see Hobbs do something really, really fun. I'm rooting for him because he's got the look. He's got it. I mean,
the size. Shit.
Put him in the vision. Kick Logan Paul out of there. Put him in the vision.
I mean, and think about this now. Because I was talking to our buddy Jay Starr earlier today about this, and I'm just pulling up the list that I immediately came up to mind when we were having this conversation. As far as the big man renaissance, I mean, we've got Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Obafemi. Omos is still on the roster. Okay, I mean, I'm just throwing out large people. Jacob Fatu. Add Powerhouse Hobbs to this list. I mean, the big man renaissance is upon us in 2026. I mean, remember the time there was a time where we had Kane, Taker, Big Show, those names that you just knew were massive, and they were just big ass dudes. Now we have a whole crop of them popping up. I mean, that's not even counting Jasper Troy and the development that he's going to have while he's on NXT. I mean, let's see some meaty men slapping meat. I mean, that's the one thing that endeared us to Hobbs and AEW. Let's bring it all the way to WWE right now, man.
I would agree. I would agree for sure. Are we worried about TNA right now? They have their big debut tonight, and the report is a number of visas did not get done in time. So there are talent and staff that will not be on the show, and one of them looks like it just got leaked as Macklin is not backstage.
Yeah, no, that's not great. I would be a little hot in the collar if I was backstage right now. This is definitely not how you want to kind of kick off this new era. I fucking hate. We got to find something else to say other than new era. I don't know. We'll think about it. But
just new horizon.
I like that. This new horizon with AMC, this was a great opportunity for them to show up and show out. It sucks if they're with the visa issues, and then not only that, we were supposed to have Trey Miguel versus Leon Slater for the X Division title. we now know that Trey Miguel is signed with AEW, and Leon Slater was pulled by WWE to work the European tour. So it's definitely not a good start.
Yeah, I hate
if
that.
we're taking all of these things as true, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean AJ's still announced. I assume he's going to open the show. But yeah, no, it seems a little snake bit right now. That seems to be TNA's history. Is that, and yeah, WWE doing that with Leon Slater is kind of, I mean, that's kind of annoying.
But we can't be surprised though. That's the thing.
Well, not at all. But it's still
that's pretty shitty to do to your partner. But it's about them at the end of the day.
Yeah, but like, did they even use him? Is it potentially use him?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's just like, all right. Like, I know the relationship's doing well for TNA, but that's one where you're like, throw me a bone. Like, come on.
This is still certainly the best and the longest that WWE has played well with others.
I still think they're going to play well. I think they just have an eye on Leon Slater.
As they should.
That's their next big, jump from TNA to WWE. Yeah. And if you're Leon Slater, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm not saying no. Sucks for Myron Reed. Hopefully he still shows up on the show because that was a big opportunity for him.
Yeah, but I mean he's already signed to AEW, so I don't think that it matters in the long run anyway.
Myron Reed is?
Yeah, all 4 of the Rascals, I believe, have signed to AEW.
Okay.
Because this match was advertised and all of a sudden it was not. So Rascals are all elite. So I
forgot he was in Rascals.
Yeah, so it is not. It's not great to not have the X Division title on your debut episode on AMC, in my opinion.
No, because that's what your company was built on and how it was different. Yeah. And you have AJ Styles like on the show, who was the X Division for a while. So
yeah,
look, I'll still watch. So we'll see what happens.
Fuck yeah,
good luck to them.
Yeah.
Last thing before we kind of sign off here is
sure.
MJF and Bandito. Like Bandito is amazing. Like looks like a star, carries himself like a star. That was a really good match.
Yeah. Amazing match. I only got to catch the highlights. I do need to watch it, from start to finish still. But
it felt like a huge match. From the
way that it
entrances to everything, it felt like a very big deal. It was a very good match.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't wait to watch it in full. I mean, it's I mean, we know the in-ring action always delivers with AEW. That's, can never take that away from them, and last night was no different.
That's all I got. I got to go make sure my dependents don't kill my wife.
That's fair. Thank you to everybody for joining us. Podcast Dad, you're a real one. I know you're not feeling great. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Special thanks to Nick Mitchell, Allison Miller, and Preston Vance for joining us this week. We had a great time with all of our guests. If you've not checked out any of those episodes, go to the archives on our YouTube channel, subscribe, check them out. What
the hell are you doing? If you haven't watched any of those episodes, what the hell are you doing? Go watch it. Watch me Sunday night.
Yes, the Dusty Finish premiering this Sunday, 9:30 Eastern on YouTube with Mr. OTM, Jay Gold, and the podcast that I will definitely be in the chats. We'll be back Monday with a brand new episode. It's a 3-day weekend, so I'm going to hang out a little bit. But
for me, but yes.
Oh, it's unfortunate. But thank you guys, as always, for joining us. That's the podcast that I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Till tomorrow, enjoy those grabs. Until Monday, enjoy those grabs. I'm not working Friday. Fuck that.